Hello, Swatantra viewers. Welcome to English News Bulletin. I am Mahima, bringing you the latest updates. Congress leader Rahul Gandhi announced on Tuesday that the Agniveer scheme would be abolished if the India bloc is voted to power, alleging that it was initiated by PM Narendra Modi and not by the army. He also promised to amend the GST and bring out a separate Sarna religious code for TR1 BILS, he said at an election rally in Jharkhand's Gumla. The BJP government implemented wrong GST schemes with 5 tax slabs. The India bloc will amend it and make one tax slab which will be minimum. The tax burden will reduce on the poor, he said. Rahul Gandhi attacked the BJP-led centre for betraying TR1 BILS and alleged that Modi insulted President Draupadi Murmu. He also alleged that the Saffron Party is hell-bent to hand over public sector units, railways, etc. to industrialists. Rahul Gandhi also criticized Prime Minister Narendra Modi and alleged that he wanted to hand over water, forest and land belonging to TR1 BILS to industrialists. Addressing an election rally in Jharkhand's Chaibasa, Gandhi promised to make crores of people rich if voted to power.
राम मंदिर का उद्घाटन किया, नरेंद्र मोदी जी ने नए पार्लियामेंट बिल्डिंग का उद्घाटन किया, धूमधाम से किया, सारे के सारे मीडिया दिखा रहे थे, नई पार्लियामेंट बिल्डिंग, चमकती हुई पार्लियामेंट बिल्डिंग, राष्ट्रपति आदिवासी है। आपने हिंदुस्तान की राष्ट्रपति को पार्लियामेंट हाउस में देखा? नहीं देखा। आपने हिंदुस्तान की राष्ट्रपति को राम मंदिर के इनॉग्रेशन में देखा? नहीं देखा, क्योंकि आदिवासियों के लिए कोई जगह नहीं है इनके दिल में। ये आपका इस्तेमाल करना चाहते हैं, मगर इनके दिल में आपके लिए कोई जगह नहीं है। कहते हैं कि हमने आदिवासी राष्ट्रपति बनाया। अच्छा, आदिवासी राष्ट्रपति बनाया तो जब आपने पार्लियामेंट हाउस खोला तो उस राष्ट्रपति जी से क्यों नहीं खुलवाया? मोदी जी का काम नहीं है पार्लियामेंट खोलना, राष्ट्रपति का काम है पार्लियामेंट हाउस का इनॉग्रेशन करना। मोदी जी ने राष्ट्रपति जी को परे किया, राम मंदिर नहीं जाने दिया और फिर आपसे आके वोट मांगते हैं। क्या समझ रखा है उन्होंने? क्या आप इस बात को नहीं समझोगे कि हिंदुस्तान की राष्ट्रपति का 2 बार उन्होंने हिंदुस्तान के सामने, दुनिया के सामने अपमान किया है? तो ये उनकी सोच है।
Prime Minister Narendra Modi on Tuesday said the country has reached a turning point in history and the people have to decide whether it will be run by vote jihad or Ram Rajya. Addressing a rally in Madhya Pradesh's Khargone district, Modi hit out at the opposition Congress, saying its intent is very dangerous and it calls for vote jihad against him. India alliance partners are not bothered about the fate of masses. They are fighting elections to save their dynasty, Modi said, targeting the opposition bloc. Terrorists in Pakistan are threatening jihad against India. And in India, those in the Congress have also announced to do vote jihad against Modi. That means people of a particular religion are being asked to vote unitedly against Modi. Imagine what level the Congress has stooped to, he said. Another person who left the Congress said the party has been captured by the Muslim League and Maoists, he stated. Another leader who left the Congress exposed another deep conspiracy, saying the Prince of Congress intends to overturn the Supreme Court's decision on the Ram Temple like his father did in the Shah Bano case, he said.
उन लोगों की बातें सुननी होगी जो 20-20, 25 यानी 20-20, 25-25 साल कांग्रेस में रहे हैं। 20-25 साल जो कांग्रेस के कार्यकर्ता रहे हैं, नेता रहे हैं, और ये लोग अब धमाधम कांग्रेस छोड़ रहे हैं। ये कुछ अजीब सी बात है ये। और वो बाहर आकर के खुली हवा में सांस लेते ही कहते हैं बस अब और नहीं, इनफ इज इनफ। अब इनकी बातें सुनिए। एक महिला ने कहा कि मैं राम मंदिर गई तो उसको इतना टॉर्चर किया, इतना टॉर्चर किया कि उन्हें कांग्रेस ही छोड़नी पड़ गई। एक और व्यक्ति ने कहा कि कांग्रेस पर मुस्लिम लीगियों और माओवादियों ने कब्जा कर लिया है। तीसरे ने एक और गहरी साजिश से पर्दा उठा दिया। उन्होंने कहा कि कांग्रेस के शाहजादे का इरादा राम मंदिर पर सुप्रीम कोर्ट के फैसले को पलटने का है।
YSR Congress Party Chief Y.S. Jagan Mohan Reddy on Tuesday alleged that TDP Supremo N. Chandrababu Naidu along with BJP State President D. Purandeswari was stalling the distribution of welfare schemes in Andhra Pradesh. He made this allegation at Rajnagaram in East Godavari district during a massive public meeting as part of his election campaign. They are putting pressure on the Election Commission to stall direct benefit transfer financial assistance on ongoing welfare schemes of the state like pensions and input subsidy, among others, he said, addressing the public meeting. Noting that people were witnessing the drama being orchestrated by Naidu, the chief minister observed that the opposition leader is allegedly making use of Delhi-based alliance partner to stir up major controversies for inflicting sufferings on people. People who received welfare pensions at their doorsteps for the past 5 years were now compelled to run from pillar to post to collect them, he charged. Considering these hardships, the CM asked elderly people to respond with double vigor while voting to bring him back to power for reinstating pension services. Claiming that the TDP chief is behind these plots, the YSRCP chief noted that this marks a new low in democracy. Moreover, Jagan Mohan Reddy asserted the YSRCP will regain power on 4th June and within a week expedite all welfare schemes distribution. TDP, BJP and Jana Sena are part of the NDA in Andhra Pradesh. Elections for the 175 assembly constituencies and 25 Lok Sabha seats in the state are scheduled on 13th May.
మేనిఫెస్టోను ఒక బైబిల్ గా ఒక ఖురాన్ గా ఒక గీతగా భావిస్తూ ఏకంగా మేనిఫెస్టోలో చెప్పినవి 99% హామీలు అమలు చేసి నా అక్క చెల్లెమ్మల కుటుంబాల ఇంటికి ఆ మేనిఫెస్టోను పంపించి అక్క మీరే టిక్కు పెట్టండి మీ బిడ్డ పాలనలో ఏకంగా 99% హామీలను నెరవేర్చి మళ్ళీ మీ దగ్గరికి వచ్చి మీ చిక్కటి చిరునవ్వుల మధ్య మళ్ళీ మీ అందరి ఆశీస్సులు కోరుతా ఉన్నాము అని ఈ 59 నెలల కాలంలోనే మీ బిడ్డ పాలనలోనే కాదా అని అడుగుతా ఉన్నాడు మీ బిడ్డ. నాడు నేడుతో బాగుపడ్డ గవర్నమెంట్ స్కూళ్లు, గవర్నమెంట్ బడులన్నీ ఇంగ్లీష్ మీడియం, 6వ తరగతి నుంచే క్లాసుల్లో డిజిటల్ బోధన, 8వ తరగతికి పిల్లాడు వచ్చేసరికి పిల్లాడి చేతుల్లో ట్యాబులు, ఇంగ్లీష్ మీడియంతో మొదలెడితే 3వ తరగతి నుంచే టోఫుల్ క్లాసులు. గతంలో ఎప్పుడూ కూడా జరగని విధంగా పిల్లల చేతుల్లో ఈ రోజు మొట్టమొదటిసారిగా బైలింగ్వల్ టెక్స్ట్ బుక్స్. ఈ చదువుల విప్లవాలు గతంలో ఇంతకు ముందు ఎప్పుడైనా జరిగాయా అని అడుగుతా ఉన్నాడు మీ బిడ్డ.
Delhi Chief Minister Arvind Kejriwal failed to get any relief from the Supreme Court on Tuesday, with a two-judge bench rising without pronouncing an order on granting him interim bail to enable him to campaign in the Lok Sabha elections. Kejriwal has been accused of money laundering in a case linked to the alleged Delhi excise scam. A bench of Justices Sanjeev Khanna and Deepankar Datta, which reserved its order on grant of interim bail earlier during the day and said it will be pronounced at 2 p.m., rose without delivering its verdict. The bench reserved its decision after hearing the arguments put forth by senior advocate Abhishek Singhvi and additional Solicitor General S.V. Raju, who appeared for Kejriwal and the Enforcement Directorate, respectively. Solicitor General Tushar Mehta, who also appeared for the probe agency, staunchly opposed showing any leniency to Kejriwal on account of the Lok Sabha polls and said granting interim bail to the AAP national convener would amount to creating a separate class for politicians. The bench has divided the hearing on Kejriwal's petition against his arrest into two parts. His main petition challenges his arrest by the Enforcement Directorate and seeks it to be declared as illegal, while the second aspect pertains to grant of interim bail keeping in mind the ongoing Lok Sabha polls. The court has reserved the order on the issue of grant of interim bail. The Election Commission on Tuesday directed the Telangana government to defer payments under the Raitu Bharosa scheme until after the Lok Sabha elections are held in the state on 13th May. In a letter to the Telangana Chief Electoral Officer, the Election Commission also said that Chief Minister Revant Reddy had violated the Model Code of Conduct by saying in public speeches that the scheme's payouts would be given on or before 9th May. Elections to all 17 Lok Sabha seats in Telangana will be held in the fourth phase on 13th May. In the above premise and clear violation of Model Code of Conduct by Revant Reddy, President Telangana Pradesh Congress Committee and star campaigner and Chief Minister, the Commission has directed that disbursement of balance installment under the Raitu Bharosa scheme for Rabi season of 2023 will be effected only after completion of poll in the state of Telangana on 13th May 2024, the Commission said. Senior Congress leader Sonia Gandhi on Tuesday appealed to the people to reject the proponents of lies and hatred and vote for her party for a brighter and more equal future for all. Her appeal came on the day of the third phase of polling for the Lok Sabha polls. She said the Congress and the India Bloc members were committed to defending the constitution and democracy. She alleged that youth unemployment, crimes against women and discrimination against Dalits, Adivasis, and minorities have reached unprecedented levels. These challenges, she pointed out, stem from the intention and policy of Prime Minister Narendra Modi and the BJP, which aim for power, rejecting inclusivity and dialogue. The sight of the constitution and democracy being under threat, our poor being left behind, and the fact that the fabric of our society is being torn apart fills her with anguish.
मेरे प्यारे भाइयों और बहनों, आज देश के हर कोने में युवा, बेरोजगारी, महिलाएं, अत्याचार, दलित, आदिवासी, पिछड़े और माइनॉरिटीज भयंकर भेदभाव झेल रहे हैं। ऐसा माहौल प्रधानमंत्री नरेंद्र मोदी और भाजपा की नीयत की वजह से है। उनका ध्यान किसी भी कीमत पर सिर्फ सत्ता हासिल करना है। राजनीतिक लाभ के लिए नफरत को बढ़ावा दिया है। कांग्रेस पार्टी और मैंने हमेशा सभी की तरक्की और वंचितों को न्याय दिलाने के साथ देश को मजबूत करने के लिए संघर्ष किया। आज मैं फिर आपका समर्थन मांग रही हूँ। हमारा न्याय पात्र और हमारी गारंटी का मकसद भी देश को एकजुट रखना और गरीबों, युवाओं, महिलाओं, किसानों, श्रमिकों और वंचित समुदाय को ताकत देना है। कांग्रेस और इंडिया गठबंधन संविधान और लोकतंत्र की रक्षा के लिए समर्पित है। सभी के उज्जवल भविष्य के लिए कांग्रेस को वोट दे और साथ मिलकर मजबूत और एकजुट भारत बनाए।
Minister for Education Botsa Satyanarayan launched a blistering attack on various political figures, including former Chief Minister N. Chandrababu Naidu, the BJP, and Prime Minister Narendra Modi. Addressing the media on Tuesday, he expressed deep disappointment with the tone of campaign discourse set by Naidu. The minister asserted that the upcoming elections will reveal the true sentiments of the people, emphasizing the need to be wary of the opposition alliance's vengeful motives. He accused the TDP of halting developmental schemes and assured that funds earmarked for these initiatives will be swiftly disbursed to beneficiaries after the elections. Directing his criticism towards Naidu, Satyanarayan questioned the former Naidu's ethical standards. He raised concerns about potential repercussions for farmers and students if timely assistance is not provided, laying blame squarely at the feet of the collective opposition. Turning his attention to national politics, the minister criticized PM Modi and the BJP for unprecedented levels of corruption under their governance. He denounced Modi's leadership, accusing him of diminishing the prestige of the Prime Minister's office.
మోడీ గారి మాటలు బిల్లు ఎక్కడ వస్తుంది చెప్పండి, కూటమి ఏ ఊర్లో వస్తుంది? బంగాళాఖాతంలో వస్తుంది, ఇక్కడ ఆంధ్రప్రదేశ్లో రాదు. కేంద్రంలో కూడా మేము అదే కోరుకున్నాం, మా పార్టీ ఆధారపడిన ప్రభుత్వాలు రావాలి. అక్కడికి తెలంగాణలో ఆపడానికి కారణం ఏంటి? అది అక్కడ కూడా కేంద్రానికి వ్యతిరేక ప్రభుత్వం కదా ఉంది. ఈసీని చెప్పు చేతుల్లో ఆడిస్తున్నారు. ఇది ధర్మం కాదు కదా. నేను ఈ ఊర్లో ఉన్నవాడిని, ఈ ఊర్లో పుట్టినవాడిని, ఈ ఊర్లో అవగాహన ఉన్నవాడిని, ఆఫీసర్తో రోజు కాంటాక్ట్లు ఉన్నవాడిని. మోడీ ఎవరో చూసింది ఆయన వచ్చి చెప్పి మాట్లాడతాడు, నేను వచ్చి వాస్తవాలు మాట్లాడతాను. జాయింట్ ఇన్స్పెక్షన్ చేసి వాళ్ళకి హ్యాండ్ ఓవర్ చేసామని నిశ్చయం చెప్తున్నాను కదా. ముగ్గురు ఏమైనా తోడు దొంగలు, అండర్లైన్ పాయింట్. ఒక దొంగకు ఒక దొంగ తోడు దొంగలు. ఒకడు వచ్చి తానా అంటే ఇంకోటి వచ్చి తందానంటే ఇంకోటి వచ్చి అవునని మధ్యలో వాయించి ఏముంది అవగాహన చెప్పండి.
In a bold display of solidarity and endorsement, non-resident Indians, intellectuals, and IT professionals have come together to kickstart a campaign aimed at drumming up support for the re-election of Chief Minister Y.S. Jagan Mohan Reddy. The campaign has been launched in Visakhapatnam. Speaking to the media, Venkat Medapti, NRI from USA, said that this initiative started on Tuesday and would continue till 10th May. The campaign will cover major cities across Andhra Pradesh with 4 buses mobilizing public backing for CM Jagan Mohan Reddy's governance and developmental endeavors. The non-resident Indians emphasized the government's commendable efforts in delivering welfare schemes directly to the citizens and urged the people to notice factual information from the false narratives propagated by certain media outlets. Venkat said Andhra Pradesh has witnessed remarkable strides in governance and development under Y.S. Jagan Mohan Reddy's stewardship. Advocates of the campaign stressed the significance of sustainable development for the state to emerge as a national frontrunner, asserting Chief Minister Jagan Mohan Reddy's singular capability in steering Andhra Pradesh toward this objective. A key focus of the bus campaign is to spotlight the tangible impact of Chief Minister Jagan Mohan Reddy's policies and programs on the state's advancement. NRIs, in particular, have voiced their support for Jagan's leadership, citing transformative changes observed in their respective locales. The TMC Supremo claimed that Modi visits Bengal only during polls and resurfaces only ahead of the elections. At another rally in Bisnupur in Bankura district, Banerjee alleged that the BJP is offering cash to tribal people to win votes. They had also offered cash to the mothers of Sandesh Khali as part of their conspiracy to weave a narrative to defame Bengal and its women. They have misjudged Bengal's women, their dignity and self-respect, she said. In a recent viral video, it was claimed that BJP leader Suvendu Adhikari was behind the Sandesh Khali incidents and several women were paid money to raise protests against TMC leaders, accusing them of committing atrocities on them. The BJP thinks that by distributing cash, they can win votes. But by such conduct, they are showing disrespect to the people of Bengal. If any BJP leader visits your residence before the day of voting and offers money, demand 15 lakh rupees. Ask them what happened to the earlier promises of Modi, she said. Banerjee said if the BJP returns to power for the third time, it will throw Dalits and other communities out of the country. Raising the slogan, Modi Hatao Desh Bachao, she alleged that the BJP is conspiring to implement the Uniform Civil Code, which will make SCs, STs, OBCs and Muslims lose their identity. Banerjee claimed that she received a message that a person belonging to the minority community was beaten to death on the way to a polling booth. She, however, added that she does not have details about the incident. Banerjee wondered whether the EC would take action on it.
भाई इस गर्मी में आप लोग दिन रात दौड़ कर रहे हैं, तो आप अपने स्वास्थ्य की भी चिंता कीजिए। और क्योंकि चुनाव के दिनों में पत्रकार साथियों को दिन रात दौड़ना पड़ता है और आज मीडिया की कंपटीशन भी इतनी है कि आपको समय से आगे दौड़ना पड़ता है। मैं तो यही प्रार्थना करूंगा आप सब पुराने साथियों को कि अपने स्वास्थ्य का जरूर ध्यान रखें। और मैं हमेशा कहता हूं कि पानी बहुत पीना चाहिए। इतना ज़्यादा पानी पिएंगे तो आपको बहुत स्वास्थ्य के लिए भी ठीक रहेगा और एनर्जी भी मेंटेन रहती है। आज तीसरे चरण का मतदान है। मैं देशवासियों को आग्रह करूंगा कि लोकतंत्र में मतदान एक सामान्य दान नहीं है। हमारे देश में दान का एक महात्म्य है और उसी भाव से देशवासी ज्यादा से ज्यादा मतदान करें। आज तीसरे चरण का मतदान है, चुनाव अभियान चलेगा, 4 मतदान के दौर आगे भी है। मेरा गुजरात में मतदार के नाते यही एक जगह है जहां मैं रेगुलर मतदान करता हूं और अमित भाई यहां से भारतीय जनता पार्टी के उम्मीदवार के रूप में चुनाव लड़ रहे हैं।
The Enforcement Directorate arrested Jharkhand Minister Alamgir Alam's personal secretary Sanjeev Lal and the latter's domestic help on Tuesday, following the recovery of more than 32 crore rupees in cash from a flat linked to them, official sources said. The agency also undertook fresh searches at 5 locations in the state and seized another 1.5 crore rupees in cash from a contractor identified as Rajiv Kumar. The total cash recovery over the last 2 days stands at 36.75 crore rupees, the sources said. Lal and his domestic help, Jahangir Alam, were taken into custody under the provisions of the Prevention of Money Laundering Act following their overnight questioning, they added. The sources said the two did not cooperate in the investigation and were evasive to the questions asked by the officials. As part of a money laundering investigation into alleged irregularities in the State Rural Development Department, the Enforcement Directorate on Monday raided a 2-bedroom flat in Ranchi that was allegedly occupied by Jahangir Alam. A sports utility vehicle with a Jharkhand registration number that was allegedly being used by Jahangir Alam has also been seized. The agency unearthed more than 32 crore rupees in cash from the flat located at the Gadikhana Chowk, apart from 3 crore rupees from some other premises that were searched on Monday. Equity benchmark indices declined on Tuesday, dragged by HDFC Bank, Reliance Industries, and ICICI Bank amid concerns over rich valuation of equities. Paring all its early gains, the 30-share BSE Sensex went lower by 383.69 points or 0.52% to settle at 73,511.85. During the day, it tanked 636.28 points or 0.86% to 73,259.26. The NSE Nifty declined 140.20 points or 0.62% to 22,302.50. From the Sensex basket, Power Grid, IndusInd Bank, Tata Motors, JSW Steel, NTPC, HCL Technologies, Tata Steel, ICICI Bank, Mahindra and Mahindra, Axis Bank, HDFC Bank and Reliance Industries were among the major laggards. Among the gainers, Hindustan Unilever climbed over 5%. Tech Mahindra, Nestle, ITC, Wipro, Tata Consultancy Services and Kotak Mahindra Bank were the other major gainers. In Asian markets, Seoul, Tokyo and Shanghai settled with gains while Hong Kong ended lower. European markets were trading higher. Wall Street ended in the green on Monday. Global oil benchmark Brent crude climbed 0.23% to $83.51 a barrel. Foreign institutional investors, FIIs, offloaded equities worth 2,168.75 crore rupees on Monday, according to exchange data. Extending gains for second straight session, gold prices on Tuesday climbed by 200 rupees to 72,450 rupees per 10 grams in the national capital, in line with firm trends in the global markets, according to HDFC Securities. In the previous session, the precious metal had closed at 72,250 rupees per 10 grams. Silver prices also jumped by 700 rupees to 85,000 rupees per kg. It had settled at 84,300 rupees per kg in the previous session. Spot gold prices of 24 carats in the Delhi markets are trading at 72,450 rupees per 10 grams, up by 200 rupees, taking positive cues from the overseas markets, Saumil Gandhi, senior analyst of commodities at HDFC Securities, said. In the international markets, spot gold at COMEX was trading at $2,319 per ounce, up by $7 from the previous close. Silver was also marginally up at $27.25 per ounce. It had ended at $27.05 per ounce in the previous session. Thank you for watching Swatantra TV English Bulletin. For a complete and comprehensive English news bulletin, please do watch Swatantra TV. This is Mahima, signing off for the day. Keep watching Swatantra TV.